we were like, let's do it. So we both run from this side of the stage right across the other, and we just take off. And in the air, we were both like, oh no, this is not good. First song I ever learned on an instrument, I think, was Knocking on Heaven's Door on the piano, or maybe on the guitar. It would have been on the piano because I learned that first. And I remember I didn't understand music theory, so the second chord was wrong in hindsight. I would have been maybe 16 at this like small church in Ireland, and it was like the middle of the week prayer meeting. So there was maybe like 50 people there, and it was just me on an acoustic. I'd seen like worship leaders when they do this cool thing where they like, you know, they'd be on one song and then they just like, while the song was still playing, they'd start singing like another song. So we were on like one song, and I just thought, okay, cool, I'm just gonna go straight into Here I Am to Worship. Except I didn't understand music well enough at the time to realize that like keys don't work like that. Like you can't just go from this to this. So I was all of a sudden like, I'm in this key and I'm like, here I am to, here I am to, and I can't figure out why this isn't working. The whole congregation is like, they went with me because it's such a long pickup. Here I am too. So they're in that key in their mind. And then I start playing in this other key. It was a congregation of screaming cats. Like it was the worst thing you've ever heard in your entire life. Like I was too embarrassed to stop. So I just kept going, like just plowing through it. And it wasn't until I think maybe the bridge or something, or like the second chorus. And when they did get it, it was like, never know how much it, like they just all swooped back in together. It was really funny. I think firstly, feeling okay to be yourself. I think it's okay to have like role models, and it's okay to have people that you look to be inspired. Like I've got so many of those people. But I think finding who you are in the middle of that is actually what you have to bring. And if you bring anything else, you're not bringing a great version of it. I think being free to feel like you can bring what it is that you feel like is inside you to bring is imperative, and find a confidence in that. Practically, I think of the journey of it. I would normally use like a pretty set structure, which I think is quite common, which is something upbeat and engaging at the top to give people a minute to kind of to come in, to relax, to feel invited into the environment, especially if they're new. In the second song, I have something that I know is engaging and it's unifying and it's collective. Third, I will at this point try to maybe go for something a bit more emotive, something that, you know, people can stop, they can chill for a second, they can really think about what they're singing. And then from that point, I'll pretty much always stay in the same key, and I'll tag something on the end of it that again is just really unifying and strong and a great way to finish. I love working with especially like a really good MD. I'll speak to the MD and I'll normally give like a really clear sort of plan, and then ask for their thoughts within. It'd be like, how does this feel to you? Does this work? If you're singing or playing, and especially if you're playing an acoustic as well, you're really limited into what you can do. I really lean on them to bring the band, and I want them to be confident, always overcall, because then I have a chance to be like, oh no, that's not right. It's this. At conference a couple of years ago, JD and I, on tour, we would always climb up on the drum riser and we would jump off and like do a spin. And so at conference, we had this really high stage, and then we had these like runways that go up, and it was actually like really quite high. And so at that part of the song, we were like, let's do it. So we both run from this side of the stage right across the other, and we just take off, but we jump way too high. So at this point now, we're up here, but the fall is like down here. And in the air, we were both like, oh no, this is not good. And so when we landed, I went through my whole foot went through the stage, and I ripped, like I cut open my leg, my shoe ripped in half. And it was actually a miracle I didn't break my leg. Find out who it is that you were made to be, and be okay with that, and actually like own it and bring that to the table. Because we don't need like more of this person because we already have that person. We don't need more of this person. We already have that person. We don't need like clones that aren't as good. We need like the real you. And so, yeah, be that.